Let's look real briefly at the following example. A city's high school district has two high schools, North and South. The following graph models the approximate school enrollment of each high school over a period of 10 years from the beginning of 2005 to the beginning of 2015. And A of t represents the student enrollment at North High School t years since the beginning of 2005, and B of t represents the student enrollment at South High School t years since the beginning of 2005. And we've got the graph of the functions a and b here. Now, this first question asks us to approximate the value of b of 8. So the input to the function b is a value of t. So we're looking at t equals 8. If we want to evaluate b at t equals 8, we look to the graph of b, and we look at the corresponding output value, which appears to be 700. So b of 8 should be equal to 700. Now, t represents a number of years since the beginning of 2005, so if t equals 8, then this is the beginning of 2013. So b of 8 being equal to 700 means that the student enrollment at South High School at the beginning of 2013 is 700. And therefore, the value that we entered, or the value of b of 8, represents the number of students enrolled at South High School at the beginning of 2013. So, what was the combined enrollment of the two high schools at the beginning of 2013? So when t equals 8, what is the combined enrollment at the two high schools? So if we look back at the graph, change my color here. So if t equals 8, we already saw that b of 8 was equal to 700. So we've got b of 8 equal to 700, and then a of 8, or the enrollment at North High School when t equals 8, is 1,000. So the combined enrollment is 700 plus 1,000, or 1,700. So the combined enrollment here was, we decided 1,700. We just find the value of a of 8 and b of 8, and then add those together. And similarly, we can do the same thing for this question, except now we're looking at t equals 2. So suppose h of t represents the combined enrollment of the two high schools t years since the beginning of 2005. So if we're looking at the combined enrollment, then we decided that that's like taking the enrollment at both high schools and adding them together. So the combined enrollment should be equal to the sum of the two constituent enrollments, or the enrollment at North High School and the enrollment at South High School. So in this case, h of t should be equal to a of t plus b of t. Now, given the graphs of a and b, we can actually sketch a graph of h. And we're given that we can just find 2 points on the graph of h and plot the line passing through these 2 points. And this is because h is going to be linear. So let's find the value of h of 0. So if t equals 0, then a of 0 is 600, b of 0 is 900, so h of 0 must be the sum of those two things, which is 1,500. So now let's look at when t equals 4, we see that both a of 4 and b of 4 are equal to 800. So a of 4 plus b of 4 is equal to 1,600, and therefore h of 4 is equal to 1,600. So we've got 2 points on the graph, and we can plot the line passing through them, and this will be the graph of h. Now the last part is very similar to the previous one, except now instead of looking at the combined enrollment, we're looking at how many more students are enrolled at South High School than at North High School.